shock you?
Well, it's horrible. When we said, as you said correctly, back in spring of 2020, when we gave the modeling number of 240,000, people thought that we were being hyperbolic about that and somewhat alarmist. And clearly that was not the case. This is a horrible landmark that we've now reached. And even though the numbers are coming down, as you've shown on the deflection of cases and hospitalizations, we really can't declare victory quite yet, because we have vaccines that clearly are the light at the end of the tunnel. But we know that there are variants out there. One of the variants, the one from the UK, is taken care of quite well by the vaccine. The other one from South Africa is a bit more problematic. The one from the UK we know transmits more efficiently, even though the vaccine can do well against it. So what does that tell us? That tells us, instead of saying, look at that curve, it's coming down so nicely, we're out of the woods, it tells us what we need to do for sure is continue the public health measures of mask wearing and all the things we talk about all the time, as well as getting people vaccinated as quickly and efficiently as possible.
There's some concerns that those variants could lead to another significant spike. Do you see that happening?
That is certainly possible, and that's the point I'm trying to make. If we just let our guard down and act like, well, it's coming down so nicely with that deflection all the way down, that we can now relax our efforts. If we do that, we're in continual danger of having another surge. I don't think it's inevitable that we will have a surge, but we need to be prepared. And the way we can be prepared is doing the things I just mentioned a moment ago.
You recently said, Dr. Fauci, over the weekend that we could be wearing masks till 2022. People started groaning at that, but I think we need to get the news straight. And I always feel that you do that for us. What do you mean exactly by that? What does getting back to normal look like for you? And do you think it is 2022?
Gail, the point I was trying to make is that people ask you to make a projection when there are so many variables in there that are unpredictable. So when I said we might be, I didn't say we absolutely are going to be wearing. I'm saying it is quite conceivable that if we actually go into the fall and the winter and there is still a degree of virus in the community, despite the fact that many people have been vaccinated, we certainly will likely, very likely, be much better off then than we are now. But it is conceivable that there will be enough virus in the community that in order to be extra safe, we may have to be wearing masks under certain circumstances. That's the only point that I was making. I was not trying to scare people. I'm saying we've got to be prepared that variables are there and we can get another surge. As I was just mentioning with Anthony, we could have another surge right now. I don't think we will. I hope we won't. But we've got to be prepared for it. That's what I meant by don't just give up on public health measures because we're going in the right direction.
Well, you certainly have a front row seat to all of this. You more than anybody know how bad this is. You're always on top of it. But I'm wondering what sort of gets you through. And I'm not looking for a "oh, woe is me" story from Dr. Fauci, because I know that's not your nature. But how do you get through this? Have there been times that you just said, this is a lot, I had no idea it was going to get this bad?
Well, when you're dealing with pandemic outbreaks and infectious diseases,